Hello everybody, it is Michael and we are back from spring break into the final quarter of high school, and that is insanely super scary when I say it out loud and just when I think about it, and it's just kind of creepy knowing, well, not really creepy, just kind of scary knowing, oh my goodness, I'm almost out in the real world, sort of. College is like closer to the real world, but not exactly the real world, but it's like a lot closer than high school is. But then after college, it's just like, oh, you're actually in the real world now, and it's very frightening because the future is very close, but that is also a very good thing. Anyway, today was kind of a whatever day. It was a little it was like a blur, you know, like the first day you get back from a break, you kind of don't really know what's going on. Like today in my Bible class, just kind of catching up from people who didn't do the work and stuff, and so it wasn't a lot different than usual, just a little bit slower than usual. Then after that, oops, I accidentally forgot something for modern British literature, but because my second period is free now, that means that I got to drive back home, pick it up and drive back to the school without missing any classes or anything, so it worked out very well. Then after that, pre-calculus. Today in pre-calculus we're going over I don't exactly know the title of it, I just know that we're graphing circles, and it's kind of weird, but I think I understand what we're doing, so I should be good for the time being. Then after that, it's modern British literature, and because our teacher is still not in town because of her spring break bleeding into this week, that means that I got to make the Harry Potter quizzes for today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, so that's exciting, that's fun. The class doesn't really seem to think so, because the questions that I find easy, the class doesn't really agree with me on, but whatever, who cares? If you read the book, it shouldn't be that hard. Then after that, I went to economics, and today in economics we learned that we were actually going to do finance, and he gave us a book at the beginning of this last quarter, so we're going to start reading through that book as our lessons. Then after that, I stayed at school to hang out with my friends, but because I don't actually need to do the project anymore, and plus the teacher wasn't even here, I kind of didn't have to stay for the entirety of the second half of the day. So I left, came back home for a little bit, had a little bit of lunch, like actual lunch. I was hanging out at school, not really eating. But then I went back with my Switch to play Snipper Clips with one of my good old pals. He was in the vlog in the last episode, you might remember him. But then, after that, I went home. Now we're here. Today was a fun-filled day. I mean, it wasn't bad, just not as emotional as some other days are. But I'm sure it'll get there eventually. Also, spring break. I went to New York City. I went to Nintendo New York. I keep on wanting to call it Nintendo World before realizing, oh, that's a name change. I gotta keep up with the name, with the newest name. I got a few things, but some of it is in the wash right now. But I can get this really quick. I should have got it before the video. This is super unprofessional, but who cares? I've already talked about this in detail last week. It's Brewster from Animal Crossing. I just like coffee related things, and I was like, I could get Mario or like Luigi, but I kind of want to get a more obscure character, because you can get Mario and Luigi at most places that sell like video game plushes, or like any GameStop, or like anything, or even just plushes, not necessarily video game plushes. But this is something that I didn't really expect to come out with, but whatever. It's a Super Mario blanket, and it's super soft. Feel it. Isn't that really soft? Yes. Oh my goodness. It's insanely soft. But yeah, in New York when I went, it started snowing a lot, so we didn't actually go out and do as much stuff as I would have liked. So we stayed in the hotel a lot, and my family slept a lot, so I played a lot of Breath of the Wild while they were sleeping on the big hotel TV, and it was a lot of fun. What else happened? I read some more Order of the Phoenix over the break. I didn't actually see any movies except for The Founder over break, none of the movies that matter, like Beauty and the Beast, which has $170 million opening weekend. Oh my goodness, I still cannot believe it. That's like the 7th highest grossing film ever, assuming that it's a solid 170 and it doesn't go up or down. 7th highest ever. That's crazy to think about. I also saw The Founder, which is about the McDonald's guy, which, I mean, The Social Network was way better. The Founder wasn't necessarily that good. But yeah, that was pretty much all that happened. Lots of stuff in New York. I went to see the Disney store, which was a lot of fun. I got a hoodie from there. Speaking of Disney, the Tangled show. I actually saw part of the pilot this morning, like about half of it, and I really like it so far. It's way better than the original film, which is not good for the film, good for the TV show, because the TV show is like actually very good so far. And I didn't really have any attachment to the movie, so yeah, that's good. It impressed me, and I really like the art style as well. It's just very nice, smooth, different than other modern cartoons. It's very nice to look at, easy on the eyes. But that is all I'm gonna talk about. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye, and thank you all so much for watching. See ya.